Hey, everybody, looking forward to talking with Jake Lewin today, and welcome to the U of M series. We're talking to entrepreneurs in the club, the Entrepreneurial Club at University of Michigan, the Power Hour. We got Jake Lewin. Jake, good to see you, man. You're quite the entrepreneur, selling your first business in high school, a leggings company, and now you've got two businesses. One is Tabs Chocolate, which we'll talk about, and the other one is Area Retail. So which one should we talk about first?
Let's talk about Tabs first.
All right. So I just want to say, Think Community. Jake is a sophomore at the University of Michigan. He sold his first company in high school, and he's got some news about his current company now. So, all right. So start us. So would you say Tabs first?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So tell us a little bit about how that became created.
Yeah, sounds good. So Tabs is a sex chocolate company. It's pretty much 3 squares in a box. You break one in half, give one to your partner, and you have one for yourself. And yeah, it's been pretty explosive growth on TikTok. We started 2 years ago, did a year of R&D, launched about 13, 14 months ago, and we sold just over 100,000 units so far.
And so what's the future look like? What's the next, 1 to 2 years of Tabs look like?
Hopefully I'm not involved. I'm trying to sell it.
So let's talk about this. So you start a company, you see something, you see a window, how did you, what's the steps you took to actually, the research, creating the product, the launch of it, and how much influence did social media have on the whole thing?
Sure. Well, social media is the entire business. We created this product specifically to go viral for social media. So my last leggings company kind of had a mixture of both PPC, like on Facebook and Snapchat and stuff like that. And then also TikTok was like pretty new and on the rise. And we saw that, that was kind of like the exponential growth versus PPC, which is very linear. And so then when I sold that company, I really wanted to find a product that really kind of was specific to this exponential growth that we were seeing in these short form video platforms. And yeah, sex chocolate just kind of fit the bill for that.
Yeah.
So we ran with it.
I love it. And so I want to talk a little bit about social media, because I think a lot of people who are listening may not understand how to really use something use social media and how to really utilize it. And, so when you say, the goal was to go viral, what was your strategy? How did you make it go viral?
Well, so what we specifically did was use a lot of different content creators. So pretty much one person would have a Tabs chocolate account. So if you actually search Tabs on TikTok, there's probably like several dozen accounts that have variations of our names. And each one of those is assigned to a creator who makes like 30 videos a month and is paid on retainer. And just because our product goes viral without the need for paying some influencer for their audience, which a lot of times that's what you're paying for, not the actual work that goes into creating the content. It really just worked out for us because, TikTok prioritizes content that people actually want to see, not necessarily based on, how big a following count it was. So we kind of knew that this was just a shareable brand, and we could make videos that would attract attention using it.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So this business you've built, you have business partners or?
Yeah, I have a co-founder.
Okay. And so this business you're looking to hopefully sell. Talk to me about the other business, Area Retail.
So Area uses RFID tags, which is the same type of tech on like a contactless credit card, to replace barcodes in traditional retail stores. So pretty much what that allows us to do is something like autonomous checkout. So, grab all your items. If they're all tagged with RFID, you just pass under a certain threshold. Everything is accounted for, and you're good to go. Kind of like an Amazon Go experience, but for a very small fraction of that cost. And then in addition to that, a lot of what I've experienced in being in e-commerce is how much data I have versus someone who's like in a brick and mortar store owner. If you go on my website, I'd be able to know a lot of like demographic information or behavior versus someone walking into a store. There's pretty much no record of that person ever being in there.
Yeah. So talk about, you've built companies, you've sold companies, you're on the verge of maybe selling another one. What are some of the key lessons that you have taken from the last couple of years? I mean, if you were you were to teach a class in college, right? What would you be teaching people?
I mean, I guess just iterating. Like, this whole thing started with like me going through dropshipping stores, and like that whole thing was like, you're able to get a dropshipping store up super quickly, and then you could kind of test that and know whether it's accurate, or whether it's promising, and if not, you could just kill it and start over. And I think that also applies on like certain strategies for a brand that you're actually doing. And like, I feel like just iterating really fast is important, so that you always have new ideas coming to you. You're testing what you're already currently thinking. And yeah, I'd say that's pretty important.
Talk about though testing, like, how are you testing? How are you beta testing? I mean, that's a big piece of this. And it sounds like you do it very naturally, but to somebody who doesn't know what or how to test, how are you testing products, concepts, services, etc.?
I mean, it's not that hard. Like, I think it's just about like trial and error. Like, if there's a certain strategy you think might do well, you try it, you spend, you put money or resource or time behind it. And if it seems promising, you continue and you adjust. And if it doesn't, then you don't continue. You don't, and you try to do something else instead.
Yeah. So if you sell this company, you have your other company. It sounds like you're a serial entrepreneur. What's next, Jake?
Well, this new company is next.
Area.
Yeah.
And so just kind of fast forward kind of that, that technology in business, 3, 4, 5 years from now, because I think it may be relatively new to some people who are listening.
Yeah, well, the technology, the reason why I'm just so interested in this tech is because of how fast the cost has been going down, right? So like 10 years ago, this tag was like 5 times the price. And 10 years before that, it was like, maybe 50 times the price. And so there's like an exponential decrease in this technology getting cheaper and then also getting much better. And so I think it's going to be much more common to have some sort of RFID, whether it's in retail or like some other application, just because it's so, it's like really one of those things where there's just, because of the cost, because of how good it's getting, it's going to be within our lives in some way.
Yeah. Let's talk about other things that are just, changing the way, changing our lives. AI, AI is something that is becoming very mainstream very quickly. Within the first 5 days of ChatGPT, there was 1 million users. I think now it's up to 100 million. And so where do you anticipate that kind of going, and how do you anticipate using it within your companies in the future?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, that's really not my area. I haven't thought about how I do use AI in like either tabs or area, but I mean, I'm sure it'll probably be applicable. But yeah, no comment really.
No commitment. Yeah. And so talk about just, school versus instincts, right? So, what are you learning in school? How are you putting that into your ideas? And then how are you kind of morphing in your own instincts and gut to make it really just kind of, accelerate the process?
Right. So I unintentionally kind of took a gap semester this semester. How I kind of approach it is like, so the earliest this semester I had like 27 credits or something like that. The normal amount's like 15, and I just planned on like cutting it down based on like what I didn't like. And then like fast forward 2 or 3 weeks into the semester, I was pretty much at like 4 credits left just because I didn't really find anything interesting. And then I just decided to cut it and focus on this. I would say like, I feel like I'm not really into like prerequisites and stuff like that. I rather just take classes that are interesting to me. So like I took this critical thinking course, which I thought was fascinating and super oriented towards what I'm doing with business and stuff. And so, yeah.
It's great. It's great. I love it. All right. Quick speed round. A book or a TED Talk or an article that's had the biggest impact on you?
Probably 0 to 1.
It's a great one. What'd you like about it? I love that book.
Just creating new things. I really like the thought of innovation versus globalization. I think that was just kind of spot on with what I try to do. And yeah, super inspiring.
Yeah. Yeah. And best piece of wisdom you've ever received?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. And what's one piece of advice that you would give every entrepreneur or anybody, whether they're in high school, college, or in any season of business? What's one piece of advice that you would give anybody starting a business?
Probably just do what you want to, like, do what you like,
Yeah.
or like do what feels natural, and then test that and then improve from there. Not necessarily listening to the advice that other people are telling you, or maybe listen to it, but form your own opinions after you try it.
Yeah, I love that advice because I think sometimes even people who we think care about us sometimes can't give us the best advice because they don't really know the situation of what's going on. We really got to kind of tap into our own instincts. I see that. Yeah. I see that all the time. Tell everybody where they can connect with you, who your ideal clients are for each of your companies.
Sure. So on Twitter and Instagram, I'm JKELWN. And then for area, I think any retail stores that would be interested in piloting this, or any warehouse or distribution centers for inventory management, would be fantastic. And really any other use case, RFID could potentially be good.
Good. And Tabs Chocolate is tabschocolate.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, Jake, thanks. I mean, this is great. I love this podcast because I'm a business coach. I work with successful people who are stuck and get them unstuck. In the podcast, I get to bring guests on like you that can also help people get unstuck. And you shared a lot of great things. But then community, I just want to extract one thing that you're never too young to start and sell a company, and it can happen when the idea is there. Jump in and execute. And something that I think is great. I think it's great that you started and sold your first one in high school. Congratulations on your success, and I'm looking forward to watching your career grow through the years and the decades, Jake. Think community, thanks for joining. If you want to reach out to Jake, he gave you the info. It'll be on the website as well. If you need me, JonDwoskin.com. Jake, thanks a ton, man. That was a great talk. Thanks so much.
Thanks, John.